It's a good day to be free flow. Let's look at this chart here. We just had the new moon in Cancer. I can feel the energy shift. A lot more energy in the neighborhood. I woke up at 5 a.m. I feel a new rhythm. I seen 4 hawks circling over the neighborhood. The crows and all the blue jays and all the birds were squawking. What's your perspective? Where do you live in reality? What caste are you? The caste is the cultivation, the culture. It's conditioned and it fits into these dynamics of the polis we call society, and we are at a point in life where we become monotheists back to pantheists. So the yang expression, the icon external, the God factor, the Yahoo. The engagement with life energy external in honor of it, sacrificing aspects of yourself for that. That energy is being pulled through reality. Imagine pulling. There's a legend. I don't know if it's true or not. It's an ancient river in Macedonia. A king died. They dammed up the river and they built a tomb to this king on the bottom of the river. And then they took the dam out and the river flowed over the tomb. So there's this treasure in you, there's this tomb within you. It holds the purity of who you are, and you are not tasked, but impelled to live a riddle that you could never solve with the mind. How do you get the fire from the bottom of the river to the surface without putting it out? If there's a way, it's within you. It's within the river flowing through this life. The process is bringing us a refined sense of self. We carry that through the forms into the unknown, where the spirit is at the top of the mountain. The leap into the unknown. Or so it seems. But the linear projection orientation is a mental trap. We have to remember cycle and process. So it's not the destination, it's how you are in the process of it. What spirit, what alchemy is happening to you? What dynamics are flowing through you? What are you becoming? So we're coming from this time where we project our becoming into being so we can function in relation to society and others and structures. We're pulling that energy back to self. And there's a choice point to jump or to hold on to the mountain. The tradition, and the tradition is in continuing the evolution of the past through ideations of a technological future. That's how I feel. I feel the technology is it's like you can't lead yourself unless you're heart-centered. If you're trying to lead yourself and you're not heart-centered, you're looking to a guru or a teacher or a system or an icon from which to replicate, to fake it, to make it, to generate the spark. But I feel it's inner cultivation. You have to invest in a sense of your own value, who you are becoming. And it's because you don't know, because there's no manual, there's no language for yourself. You're learning the language as you go. And it's through the symbology of life that you recognize it oftentimes. When you are in that becoming, then you are heart-centered. The mind is peaked. It's reached its potential now because it can achieve whatever the heart can conceive. And this is how Uranus and Taurus functions. When the reason, the value is known for the self, and because it's known for you, you know it's true for others. There's a value within all of us that we share. If we could only realize our worth. And it's not going to be found in trying to replicate the tradition of the past. It's going to be known through falling into the dynamic truth that processes life. There's a time to sow the seeds and a time to care for them and then harvest, and then what you do with that harvest, and the process continues. You're handing the value of that cultivation forward. And so you can take that approach with yourself. You might not be where you want to be or where you're going to be, but you can honor the here now best you can for you, and that's paying it forward. So in the becoming thing, we're pulling that energy back to self so we can be more self-directed as the world becomes more optimized for automation and Internet of Things oriented management. Human resources as a byproduct of being relational to the polis. Being a citizen means you're a corporate employee. So that's not the world that I really want to live in. And I feel like the more people that seek the opposite, the unknown of themselves, will find that their truth doesn't resonate with that, and a parallel system will arise, many parallel systems. This is feudalism of spirit time. The unknown is uncomfortable, of course. All our fears need expression before realization can happen. And just realization is you aren't who you thought you were. The world isn't what you thought it was, but that doesn't mean it's all bad. It means you have potential, that you can put your energy into reality and create something. And that's the succession of Capricorn with Aquarius, and that's how Cancer feeds into that through polarity, the tension of reason for meaning through feeling. That's the Chariot. If you can get in your flow, and it's just about figuring out who you are through who you aren't, and accepting student mind principles at least, then your judgments are just statics in a process. And when you start to feel that way about yourself, then you don't really care about what others feel, because you know it's true for them as well. So naturally, no one's going to understand you until you sacrifice your truth for communal resonance. So find communal resonance with a purity within yourself. That's what you can do in these times. Don't sell yourself out for someone else's gain, unless they're in true alignment with golden rule level type stuff. And I figure that's also part of what these times are. It's the river refines the stones, the flow, the friction. And it's the resonance, the process itself, which generates the life, and that's us. And so we carry the lineage of these spirits, and we're cultivating these elements in our own lives, not just for them, but for us too. So what can you do with that? What can you put that into? That's a gift. All right, well, that's all I wanted to say, I suppose. Grand water trine today. Get into your Pallas Athena energy. Look at 1 degree Taurus, and look at 1 degree Leo, and then 1 degree Cancer. That can help with the Pluto polarity point transformational process. All right, well, I don't know why that just came to me. All right, thanks for watching, listening, and being.